She said she needed space. So I slept on my brother's couch for 2 weeks. When I came back to surprise her with flowers, I found my best friend's jacket on our kitchen chair. He was in the shower. She didn't even bother to hide it. I was tired of pretending, she whispered. So I took off my ring and did something I never thought I'd. I'm 38, living in Asheville, North Carolina. I've worked in my dad's old auto shop since I was 17. Took it over after he passed. I fix cars, I come home, I drink a beer, I sleep. I don't lie. I don't cheat. I try to be a good man. That's all I ever wanted to be. I met Sarah when I was 29. She worked the breakfast shift at a diner down on Hendersonville Road. She wasn't flashy. No Instagram poses or high heels. Just jeans, sneakers, and a ponytail. But she had this quick laugh, like she couldn't help it, and these tired blue eyes that told you she'd seen some shit but still kept going. I asked her out by leaving a note on the back of a receipt. She called me the next day. We were good. Not perfect. But good. Moved in together after a year. Married 3 years later. Small wedding, my brother grilled ribs, her mom cried during the vows. We weren't rich. But we had enough. I paid the mortgage. She did the groceries. I brought her coffee every morning. She packed my lunch sometimes, just because. But looking back now, I think I missed the signs. She started pulling away last fall. Nothing huge. Just small things that added up. She didn't laugh at my jokes like she used to. She went out more with coworkers. She stopped asking about my day. And sex? That became once a month, then once every 2. I asked her if something was wrong. She said no. Said she was just tired. Then one night, after dinner, she looked me straight in the eye and said she needed space. She didn't yell. She didn't cry. She said it like she was reading off a script. Said she was confused. That she needed time to think. That maybe a break would help. It hit me hard. But I didn't fight. I wanted to believe her. I thought if I gave her what she needed, she'd come back. So I left. I packed a small bag. Just a few shirts, my work boots, a razor. Left the key on the counter. She didn't hug me. Didn't even look me in the eye. I went to crash at my brother Dean's place. He's younger than me by 5 years, just got divorced himself. Said I could stay as long as I needed. The first few nights were rough. I didn't sleep much. I kept staring at the ceiling, trying to figure out what I did wrong. Dean offered to take me out for drinks, but I wasn't in the mood. I texted Sarah a couple of times. Just to check in. Asked if she was okay. If she needed anything from the store. She replied, but it felt cold. Short answers. No warmth. Still, I held on to hope. Then on day 13, something hit me. I missed her. I wanted to fix this. So I got up early, drove to the diner where we first met, and bought her daisies. She always loved them. Said they reminded her of her grandma. I figured I'd show up, surprise her. Maybe she'd smile. Maybe she'd realize she missed me too. I pulled into our driveway around 9 a.m. The house looked the same. But something felt off. I unlocked the door and walked in. That's when I saw it. Austin's jacket. Hanging over one of the kitchen chairs like it belonged there. My stomach dropped. I knew that jacket. It was brown corduroy, with this stupid tear near the elbow. I'd seen it 100 times, on fishing trips, at backyard barbecues, at my own damn wedding. Austin was my best friend. Since 3rd grade. We did everything together. He was the first person I told when I decided to propose. He helped me move furniture into the house. He sat next to me at the altar. And his jacket was in my kitchen. I didn't want to believe it. I tried to tell myself maybe he dropped it off. Maybe he was helping her with something. But then I heard the water running upstairs. The shower. I climbed the stairs. Slowly. Like I was moving through wet cement. Our bedroom door was open. The bed was messy. Sarah's robe was on the floor. I didn't knock. I didn't say anything. I just stood there. A minute later, the bathroom door opened. She stepped out, wrapped in a towel, hair wet, face bare. She saw me. And she didn't even flinch. She didn't look surprised. She didn't try to explain. She just stood there, like she'd been waiting for this moment. I was tired of pretending, she said. Soft. Almost like she felt sorry for me. I didn't yell. I didn't cry. I looked down at the daisies in my hand. Then I took off my wedding ring and set it on the dresser. And I walked out. She didn't follow me. I didn't sleep for 2 nights after that. Dean wanted to go beat the shit out of Austin. I stopped him. I told him I needed to handle it my way. For a while, I just felt numb. Then numb turned to angry. Not the loud kind. The slow kind that eats away at you from the inside. I couldn't stop thinking about it. How long had it been going on? Were they sleeping together while I was still in the house? Did they laugh about it behind my back? I thought about all the times I defended Austin. When people said he was a flirt. When Sarah said he was calling too much. I stuck up for him. I trusted him. But now I wanted to ruin him. I knew where he worked. Some local auto parts distributor. Mid-level job. He hated it. Always said he wanted to open his own shop someday. Even asked me to help him plan it out a while back. I still had the old draft of the fake business proposal we made. So I got to work. I started small. Told a few of our mutual suppliers that I heard Austin was starting a new repair shop. Said he was trying to poach clients. Said he was planning to undercut prices. That he was talking trash about them. All lies. But in a town like Asheville, rumors stick. And I knew exactly where to spread them. Then I took the old business plan, cleaned it up, and posted it anonymously on a few local business forums. Made it look like Austin was shopping for investors behind his boss's back. Someone eventually called his job. Said they were checking references for a potential partnership. 3 days later, Austin got demoted. Conflict of interest. Not fired, but close. That was just the beginning. I filed for divorce without warning. Paid extra to have the papers served at her job. She looked shocked when she got them. Like she thought I'd just fade away. Nope. Then I listed our house. Called in a buddy in real estate, priced it to move fast. I didn't even tell Sarah until the offer came in. She called me screaming. You can't just sell our house. It's not our house anymore, I said. She got her half, legally. But I'd already drained the joint account the week before. Used it to upgrade the garage. Everything documented. Everything clean. She had to move into a small rental. And Austin? He moved 2 counties over. Probably tired of the dirty looks. Turns out people don't like cheaters, even in 2025. But I wasn't done yet. I reached out to Austin's cousin. Told him I was looking for furniture. Met up. Talked casual. Then I dropped a fake story. Said Austin had hooked up with someone else before Sarah kicked me out. Total lie. But it got back to her. She showed up at Dean's place crying, asking me if it was true. I didn't answer. Just looked at her and said, You think I'd make that up? She left in tears. That's where I'll stop for now. But it's not over. After that night Sarah came crying to my brother's porch. Things started to unravel for her. Word must have spread fast at her clinic. I know small-town gossip. I didn't have to say a damn word. People put it together themselves. 1 week she's a happily married woman, the next she's shacked up with her husband's best friend, then rumors start flying that he was cheating on her too. Didn't take long before someone at her job said something. She snapped. Threw a tray of instruments during surgery prep. Not at anyone, but it was enough to scare the vet and a few techs. They sent her home. I found out later she got written up. Twice. A month later she lost her job. She tried to blame me. Said I poisoned people against her. I didn't. I swear I didn't say a single word to anyone who worked there. She did it to herself. I thought she'd lean on Austin. But that relationship started crumbling fast. Apparently, Austin didn't expect to be the main guy. He liked the sneaking around, the lying, the sex behind my back. But now that she was with him officially, bills and all, reality kicked in. I know this because his new apartment was across the street from a guy who used to bring his truck to my shop. The guy texted me a photo one night, Austin sleeping in his truck outside, looking drunk as hell. Sarah had kicked him out. 3 days later, Austin showed up at my garage. Middle of the day. Unannounced. I was working under a Ford F-150 when I saw his boots walk up. I slid out, wiped the grease off my hands, and just stared at him. He looked like shit. Eyes red, skin pale, lips chapped. He had this half-hearted smirk like he wanted to pretend we were still friends. "Can we talk?" he asked. "No," I said. "But you can listen." He looked confused, but I didn't give him time to speak. "You destroyed your job, your reputation, and your relationship all on your own," I told him. "I just made sure people saw it." He didn't deny it. He just stood there, staring at the pavement like he was hoping it would swallow him up. Then he mumbled something about Sarah being a mess, that he didn't think it would go like this, that he still wanted to make things right with me. That's when I lost it. I stepped in close. Real close. "You slept with my wife in my house, while I was sleeping on a goddamn couch. Don't talk to me about making things right." He nodded like a scolded child and walked off. I haven't seen him since. But it still didn't feel done. I couldn't stop thinking about Sarah's words that day in the bedroom. "I was tired of pretending." That line ate away at me. I started wondering how many other things she had pretended about. What else I didn't see. So I pulled up our old shared cloud account. She never changed the password. It was mostly harmless: grocery lists, pet photos, old receipts. But then I found a folder labeled Tax Stuff 2022. Inside, I found screenshots of her texts with someone saved under the name Mandy. Except it wasn't Mandy. It was Austin. And they went back 7 months. 7 months before she asked for space. 7 months of lies, planning, calling me clueless, making jokes about when the idiot moves out. That's when the pain hit again. Sharp, ugly, deep. I printed it all out. Every screenshot. Every line. I can't wait till he's gone, and he's so easy to fool. I put it all in a big brown envelope. Then I mailed it to her mom. No note. No return address. Just the truth. I also found something else in those texts. Apparently, Sarah had taken some of my tools, and given them to Austin for his garage setup. He had them stored in his buddy's shed. I called the cops. They opened a petty theft case. When they questioned Sarah, she tried to say I gave them to Austin. But I had receipts. Serial numbers. Photos. Dates. The tools were returned. Austin got a warning. Sarah got charged with theft by deception. Her new landlord raised her rent after the whole mess made it into the local police blotter. And I'm pretty sure she lost her next job interview because of it. Her life was slowly, quietly falling apart. But I wasn't done. I had one more move. One that would make sure they never forgot what they did. I didn't think I had anything left in me. Thought the damage was done, the pain had been returned. But sometimes, people dig their own graves deeper than you ever could. About a month after the police returned my tools, I got a call from someone I hadn't heard from in years, Lance. We weren't exactly close friends, but he used to hang around our group back in the day. Played poker with us, grabbed beers on Friday nights. He'd moved away for work and ended up in a town about an hour south, near Spartanburg. He called me out of the blue. "Hey man. I saw Sarah." I almost hung up. But then he said, "She applied to the vet clinic where my sister works." That got my attention. "She used your last name," he said. "Told them she left her last job because of workplace harassment. But my sister knew your story. She showed me her resume. I figured you should know." I thanked him and hung up. I didn't want to interfere with her trying to move on, until I heard the part about the lie. Workplace harassment? She was the one who showed up drunk. She was the one who cursed out the lead vet and smashed a tray of surgical tools. And now she was using me as her excuse? That flipped a switch. I didn't call the clinic. I didn't try to stop her job offer. That wasn't the move I wanted to make. I wanted to show her that she couldn't hide anymore. So I contacted the landlord of her new place. A woman named Donna. Friendly, mid-50s, used to bring her car to my shop. I asked if she'd let me swing by to drop something off for Sarah, since I didn't have her forwarding address. Donna agreed. Said she'd give it to her. I put together a box. Inside, a flash drive with the screenshots of Sarah and Austin's messages, copies of the petty theft report, a typed letter, short and direct. "This is who you're letting rent from you. I thought you should know the kind of person she is. She lies when it suits her and steals when no one's looking. Be careful." I signed it, not with my name, but with hers. She didn't know it was me. But I got what I needed. Because 3 days later, I saw a "for rent" sign on her lawn. She'd been evicted. I heard later she tried to fight it, but Donna had already talked to her lawyer. Nothing illegal about sharing public police records and screenshots. Austin, meanwhile, wasn't doing much better. He moved in with some old coworker from the distributor job, trying to lay low. But I guess betrayal makes for bad company, because I started getting messages on Facebook from guys we both knew, asking if the rumors were true. I just said, "Ask Austin." They did. He folded. He started messaging me too, long, pathetic paragraphs. Everything from begging to threats. One said he was going to come settle this face to face. I told him, "Anytime you're ready." He never showed. But the final twist? That one wasn't mine. That one came from Sarah's dad. The man never liked me. He always thought I wasn't ambitious enough, or too blue-collar, for his daughter. But he called me one night. It was short. "I was wrong about you," he said. "I saw the texts. The screenshots. I didn't raise her to be like that." I didn't say much back. Just thanks. He hung up. I never heard from him again. But 2 weeks later, Dean texted me a photo. Sarah, loading up a U-Haul by herself. No Austin. No help. She was leaving town. I hadn't even pulled my final move yet. But now, I had something bigger in mind. I wasn't going to just break them. I was going to erase them. After Sarah left town, part of me thought that was it. That maybe the storm was over. But if I'm honest, the part of me that still felt broken, the part that laid awake every night on Dean's couch staring at a ceiling I didn't belong under, he wanted more. It wasn't just about getting even anymore. It was about making sure they never forgot. That every room they walked into for the rest of their lives, they'd wonder who knew. Who'd heard the story. Who looked at them with pity, or worse, with disgust. And I knew how to do it. I'd been keeping a file on everything since the day I walked into that house with those daisies. Screenshots. Copies of texts. Printouts of emails. Her lies to the vet clinic. Austin's angry messages. Police reports. Even the voicemail she left crying after I served her divorce papers. I packaged all of it into one neat, ugly truth. I called it How to Ruin a Good Man, the Sarah and Austin story. I didn't post it under my name. I created a new Reddit account, dumped the whole thing on r/surviving infidelity, and let it rip. The post blew up. People ate it up. The betrayal. The small-town justice. The fall from grace. I didn't exaggerate. didn't add fluff. I let the screenshots speak for themselves. Thousands of people read it. It made its way to Facebook groups. Someone from her old high school shared it. Then someone from her vet tech program commented, "I knew she was like this." I didn't have to spread it. It spread itself. 2 weeks after that post, I got a message from someone with a profile photo of a golden retriever and a stethoscope emoji. Vet tech. Said she worked at the same Spartanburg clinic Sarah applied to. She said, "Just wanted to let you know she didn't get the job." Manager Googled her name and found the Reddit post. Another message came a few days later, from someone I didn't know, but who clearly knew Austin. Sent me a photo of a handwritten sign taped to the break room wall at some auto shop 2 counties over. It said, "Trust is like an engine. Once it's blown, good luck fixing it." Austin. Apparently I laughed so hard I dropped my phone. But then, something unexpected happened. I started getting messages from guys who were going through the same kind of betrayal. Some younger, some older. They wanted advice. They wanted to vent. Some just said, "Thank you." And it hit me, I wasn't the only one. This happens to a lot of us. I took the pain they gave me and made something out of it. Not to be famous, not for pity. But because nobody should have to swallow this kind of hurt alone. As for Sarah? She moved back in with her sister in Tennessee. Last I heard, she was working part-time at a pet grooming place and had started drinking again. Her license to practice as a vet tech expired. She never renewed it. Maybe she couldn't. Maybe she didn't care anymore. Austin? He vanished from social media. No job listings, no updates. Someone said he tried to start a mobile oil change business. It flopped. People remembered his name, and they didn't want to trust him with their cars, or their keys. And me? I fixed up that house I bought. I turned the garage into something real. I hired 2 new guys. Business is steady. Better than it's ever been. Sometimes I see couples come in with their cars, laughing and holding hands. I won't lie, some days it stings. But I'd rather be alone and honest than married to a liar. I still keep the ring in a drawer. Not out of sadness. It's a reminder of who I was. And how far I came. There's one last thing I did. Sarah's birthday came around 6 months after she left town. I sent her a gift. No note. No return address. Just a plain box with one thing inside, that same bouquet of daisies. Dried. Crumbling. Dead. Just like what we had.